YouTube! What's up? Welcome back. I'm going to do another slapped hand video today. Thank you guys very much for coming back. As always, you know I appreciate it. This is a pretty long one. It's like 40 something minutes long, so stick with me through the whole thing if you can. Yeah, hopefully it's got some good stuff in it. And we'll talk after. Alright guys, let's get into it. Let's get scared.
Still stuck inside? We thought we'd put together a bit of bonus content for the week. It's a compilation of some of the scariest ghost sightings we've ever seen. So sit back, relax.
Ever seen? Alright, okay. What you got, man? What you got?
This creepy video was uploaded to Garment One's.
It's not creepy.
Way back in July
It's just an old
2006.
building. What's creepy about an old
Footage which
building?
was supposedly captured in a churchyard in the village of Esholt, England.
Oh, it's
shows the very
fake.
pale face of a young
CGI.
girl peering around the wall of the church. However, as the camera holder turns the corner to investigate, the mysterious girl has completely vanished. When this video first surfaced, it divided internet audiences.
There's
Some
string.
believed it
There's
to be
string
a
tied to her
that there
neck,
was indeed a ghost
and,
of a young girl haunting the churchyard.
It's not really a wall
However,
on that side of the building. It's actually like a door. Somebody had string on her neck, and they, like right there, you see them pull it in. And then they edited the video. Look at her. See how she looks dead? She's not really dead. She's just a girl that is playing a prank on you and going viral. See? You see, it's just a girl. She's not dead. She looks dead, and she looks like an evil person that wants to haunt you, but it's not real. It's fake. There's string and CGI and editing and all the... Just read the comments. They'll tell you. They'll tell you.
At first, several orb-like objects go speeding by the camera.
That was weird.
Could easily be dismissed as insects. It's what the camera captures next that is truly strange. Several white figures begin running along the outside of the fence. Then suddenly, a few of the figures leap over the fence and land motionless on the ground.
What the hell? What is that?
Suggested that the strange shapes are actually deer. However, the way they land after jumping the fence seems to rule this theory out. They appear still and lifeless, almost as if they've deflated.
No, one of them like turned and threw whatever that is over the fence. And then one of them, it looked like it had eyes on its butt.
Couldn't get any weirder. A long trail of light
Watch.
appears at the top
Look,
of the
see?
screen.
There's one that has like eyes or lights or something on its butt. Oh, wow.
This is truly one of the more bizarre videos we've ever seen.
It's like a UFO
Possible that the mysterious
at the top of the
figures are
screen.
Ghosts or some other type of supernatural
Look.
entities. If anyone can shed any light on this video, I'd love to hear what you think in the comments section below. Family reunions are another great time to get pictures of the entire family posing happily together.
What?
Some old family photos show that even deceased relatives want to join in.
What was that, guys? Like,
This photo of a
what?
family reunion in New Zealand appears to have been taken sometime in the 1930s based on the style of the clothing. At first glance, it appears to be a typical photo of a family enjoying their day together. However, if you look closely at the middle of the back row, there appears to be a spirit posing along with the family. To make matters more intriguing, several members of the family who grew up in the house where the photo was taken claim to have seen this very spirit in the house.
Good old Auntie Karen. Auntie Karen just can't be left out of a picture.
They described her as wearing a white dress with a bodice and dark brooch. Her hair is always tied up in a bun. Many members of the family believe that she's an ancestor keeping watch over the children as they sleep.
Oh, that's comforting. What? You know, if we wanted you in the picture, Aunt Karen, we would have told you, okay?
Nursing home just minutes after one of the residents had passed away. According to the story, several staff members and residents heard the door to one of the rooms opening and closing, and the room's call light also kept mysteriously turning on and off.
Dude, that is evil looking. What is that?
Many believe that this photo shows the ghost of the resident and that it was them opening and closing the door.
Oh my god, I got chills. What the hell?
Grim Reaper sent to collect the soul of the deceased. It's up
Oh
to you
my
to decide
god.
which story you believe, but either way, it certainly makes for a very unsettling photo.
That is strange.
St Mary's Guildhall in Warwickshire, England, is notorious for
I meant string.
hauntings and ghost
Not
sightings.
strange, it's string.
And when this photo surfaced
It's
in
string. Just
1985,
check the comments,
people
they'll tell
were
you.
shocked to see hard evidence of the paranormal. This photo was taken during a meeting of the Coventry Freemen's Guild. The scary thing is, no one remembers the tall hooded figure that can be seen at the top left of the table. Over a dozen people that attended the meeting that day said they didn't see a robed monk during their opening prayer. Yet, very clearly, there's a ghostly presence at the head of the table. It's interesting to note that St Mary's Guildhall once held Mary, Queen of Scots prisoner, which many say is the reason the hall has such an ominous feeling about it. Within the enormous medieval complex is an area known as the Draper's Room. Visitors often report feelings of extreme sadness, anxiety and depression when they enter the room. Some have been known to burst into tears for no reason at all. Could this strange vintage ghost photo prove that this notorious guild hall is really haunted?
That's weird.
In 2016,
I mean, obviously it's all
this video
hearsay,
footage
but...
surfaced, reportedly shot at the school hospital Universitario in Honduras. It shows a ghost-like figure emerging from the door on the right-hand side of the corridor. The apparition seems to be aware of the camera person's presence, as it appears to look straight at them from the doorway.
What the hell, dude? That does not look like a ghost.
Right into the corridor.
Why is its neck and arms so long?
Startled as they stumble backwards through a set of doors. After the video was released, rumours began circulating that it may actually be the ghost of a former doctor who had taken their own life.
That did not look like a ghost.
Many who worked there believe that the doctor's ghost
What
still
the
haunts
hell?
hallways, with reports of lights mysteriously switching on and off in several of the patients' rooms. This is certainly a very striking
Ah!
and if it's genuine, may well be some of the best ghost footage ever captured.
What the hell, man?
On a Sunday
That was
afternoon
wild.
in the 1960s,
Blah, blah,
the
blah.
iconic Alberta steam train was gearing up for its last ever journey. Locals and journalists gathered round to see the grand old train leave the station one last time. And as they did, they took several photographs. One which would become famous for something a little more eerie than a retiring train. In the photo, you can see four men, including the driver, standing at the lead card of the train. However, if you look in the right window, a face can be seen peering out. It looks to be an old lady wearing some kind of ornamental headdress. During its operation,
Oh, wow,
the
it's like a
driver said
big
that the train was
face.
haunted. They claim to have ploughed through strange, misty figures on the tracks, only to find nothing there. Doors would open and close on their own, latches would lock and unlock. Eerie whispers were heard down empty carriages. One driver even said the train itself would behave erratically when passing over a bridge known for suicides. The train would speed up and slow down on its own, once the brakes cut out momentarily right as the train passed over the notorious bridge. Could this photo then really have captured the spirit of a restless soul that once haunted the old Alberta steam train?
Oh my god, that is messed up looking, dude. Gah!
YouTuber Prosperous uploaded this clip.
Oh, we just saw this one, I think.
June 2006.
Is this
And
the
many
little
believe it to
hooded
be some
guy?
of the strongest evidence of the existence of ghosts to date. The footage is said to have been captured by the
Yeah, I'm
Atlantic
almost
Paranormal
positive.
Society while they were investigating the Eastern State Penitentiary in Pennsylvania, a prison often thought to be haunted.
Huh.
Although the clip is brief, it does appear to show some sort of hooded figure walking
Yeah.
towards the camera.
Yep.
It then looks as though the figure notices
Oh,
that it's
man.
being filmed and quickly moves away.
That is still so messed up. God. A lot of CGI string in that one, guys, let me tell you.
For supernatural activity, many paranormal researchers believe that the figure seen in this video is indeed a ghost, and some have even likened its appearance to the Grim Reaper. So what do you think? Does this creepy clip actually show proof of a ghost roaming this haunted prison? Or is there another explanation for the mysterious figure? Love to get your thoughts
That
on
is
this one in the
weird.
comment
Oh
section
man,
below.
that is spooky and weird.
One of the best things about old family photos is that they capture important memories that can be cherished for generations to come. Such photos are wonderful ways to think about loved ones and remember the bond that you shared. In the case of Judy Herring, her family photo collection turned up something more hauntingly beautiful than she could ever have imagined. The photo is a portrait of her great-grandfather posing outdoors.
Oh,
A
wow.
semi-translucent figure of a woman appears in front of him. Although the image is somewhat blurry, it's clear
Wow.
that the figure is an older woman with white hair, standing somewhat hunched over. According to Judy, the woman strongly resembles her great-grandmother who had already passed away. Some believe that this photo merely shows a light flare, but Judy is convinced that this is evidence of her great-grandparents' everlasting love, transcending even death.
Wow. Huh.
This clip from realghostvideos.net shows two young girls exploring a creepy old house. As they enter one of the rooms, both girls can be heard remarking how cold it feels inside. With only their flashlights to guide them, they begin to look around. As they search through the clutter, they discover what appears to be an old closet. One of the girls dares the other to open the door and take a look inside. Hesitantly, she decides to take a peek.
You can hear the fear in
There's a
the...
sudden flash of light
Whoa!
and the two girls run screaming from the room. Shortly after, the video abruptly ends.
Oh my god.
If you slow the
Sorry,
footage down
guys.
just as
What
she
the
opens
hell?
the door,
Look
you
at
can actually see what
that!
scares them. A ghostly face with dark sunken eyes that almost
And like a
looks
big
as though
scar...
it's
Like, it
shouting
looks
to
like a
the
member of
girls to leave.
Slipknot, for Christ's sake. What the hell is that?
As little is known about this video, it's
Ah,
not sure what the girls actually saw.
that is
Could it have been the
messed
spirit
up.
of a former resident, or was it something else entirely?
That just looks
Whatever it was,
super
it
evil.
didn't look friendly.
No. Nope. God, man.
Many think that this photo contains the spirit of a young girl who died in the Australian outback. In 1959, a priest from Adelaide, R.S. Blantz, took this photo while exploring Corroboree Rock in Australia's Northern Territory. He claims that he was enjoying the scenery, taking photos, and didn't see anything out of the ordinary. That was until he got the photos developed and couldn't quite believe what he saw. There in one of the pictures is a young girl in a pale blue and white dress. She has a translucent quality and looks out of place in the rugged landscape.
Oh, wow.
Corroboree Rock holds a spiritual significance for the indigenous communities that live in the area.
And I mean, this one is guaranteed to have 90% of you guys scream CGI. I want you to make a replica. Can you do that for me? And tag me in it. I want you to make a replica and make it look exactly like that with CGI. It's easy, dude. It's easy. Just read my comments. It's easy. Make a duplicate, show it to me. And you win. Okay? You win.
They took the photo while investigating the grounds at Beechworth and believe that it shows the spirit of a young girl kneeling on the floor. The figure certainly does
That's
look like a
crazy,
child. It appears to be
man.
wearing a nightgown and looks as though it's holding something in its right hand, possibly a doll or teddy bear.
Ah, we don't do the kids on this channel. We don't do the kid ghosts. No. Bad.
With only 2 signatures, a person could be committed. Almost 10,000 people died in the building. The patients often restrained and treated with electroshock therapy. Beechworth is reportedly haunted by the ghost of a young Jewish woman who was mysteriously thrown to her death from a window.
It's going to be haunted by a lot more than just one Jewish woman.
Decomposing on the ground for 2 days while a rabbi came from Melbourne to officially move the body.
Wow.
Several visitors claim they've seen a young girl under the window where the incident happened. Another traumatic tale is that of a missing patient who couldn't be found for weeks. Finally, his body was discovered by a local dog named Max near the gatehouse at the edge of the property. A search party was assembled to search the area, and they eventually found the patient's body up a tree. Since then, people have reported seeing a man wandering around the gatehouse at night. Countless other paranormal sightings have taken place at Beechworth Lunatic Asylum.
Found
Visions
up
of
a
doctors walking
tree.
down dark hallways, screams, nurses kneeling by bedsides. One ghost hunter says a demonic voice told him to get out and leave the asylum. Is it possible that this photograph has captured the ghostly vision of one of the former patients of Beechworth? Could it be that the dark history of this property is so traumatic that the souls of employees and residents are forced to wander the grounds forever?
I don't want to believe that. Ugh.
Franco TV
Hey,
is
I
a
know this guy.
YouTuber who explores old abandoned buildings and locations that are thought to be haunted.
He's the one from
In
the
February
Watts House
2019,
video
he
that
released this
I just
video in
reacted
which
to.
he's exploring the Evergreen Cemetery in Jacksonville, Florida. The video begins as Franco TV is filming several eerie crypts lined along one of the cemetery's pathways. One ghost hunter says a demonic voice told him to get out and leave the asylum.
I don't know what just happened with the audio, guys, but there's probably going to be a little cut in the video, I guess, or something.
Could it be that the dark history of this property is so traumatic that the souls of employees and residents are forced to wander the grounds forever? Franco TV is a YouTuber who explores old abandoned buildings and locations that are thought to be haunted.
Yeah, we just saw this guy. He
2019,
did the Watts
this
House.
video in which he's exploring the Evergreen
In the
Cemetery
video
in
I just did.
Jacksonville, Florida. The video begins as Franco TV is filming several eerie crypts lined along one of the cemetery's pathways. Suddenly, he hears a faint screeching noise shortly followed by a dull moaning sound.
Something big. I actually saw this on Google Maps when I was seeing this place.
After he's unable to see where the sounds were coming from, Franco TV makes his way towards a large mausoleum, somewhere in the center of the cemetery. Realizing that it has no door, he decides to go inside. He notices that one of the small compartments that lines the walls appears to have been kicked in. Suddenly, he hears a knocking sound that sounds as if it's coming from inside the tomb.
Whoa.
He calls out, "Is there someone there?" But no one answers.
Is there someone there?
As he pans around the room, the camera inadvertently captures a mysterious mist rising into the air, which is shortly followed by more knocking. Spooked, Franco TV decides to leave the mausoleum and continue his exploration of the cemetery. It's now dark outside and he needs to use a flashlight to see where he's going. He makes his way along another path lined with even more graves. The reflection of the flashlight against the headstones creates an eerie experience as he continues his search. Suddenly, he hears crying coming from up ahead, followed by the chilling sound of a children's music box.
Oh, what?
Hesitantly, he searches for the source of the eerie sounds. Unable to locate them, Franco TV heads back towards the cemetery's entrance.
Oh my god.
On the way, he approaches the mausoleum and decides to take one final look. As he shines the flashlight towards the entrance, there appears to be a creepy face peeking out from around the corner.
Oh, what the hell?
The face slowly retracts as he continues closer.
Oh, wow.
Franco TV calls out.
No.
He shines his light inside the mausoleum, however, there's nothing there. If you zoom in on the footage, you can see that the face appears to be pale and withered like the face of an old man.
Oh, that's creepy. That is creepy.
The music box begins to play once again.
God, that
Franco TV
freaking
runs
music
back to his
box
car
gives me
and
the
heads for
willies,
exit.
man.
He drives around for several minutes before realizing that he's actually locked inside the cemetery. Having no other choice, he phones the caretaker, who eventually sends
What?
someone down to open the gates.
Who locked him in there? That ain't
TV
cool.
spends much of his time exploring creepy places. I'm sure that this was one haunted cemetery he couldn't wait to leave.
That is nuts. Can you imagine being right there in his shoes?
When Guillermo Sosa took some snaps to sell his car, he wasn't expecting the terrifying image that would develop. In late 2015, Sosa took several photos of his white convertible, hoping to sell it online. When he reviewed the photos, his blood nearly ran cold.
Oh, what the hell, dude? There's a fucking...
The left-hand side.
Oh my god, I saw that. Why?
You can see a pale, feminine face peering into the mirror. It seems to be looking straight at the camera.
It's like
Sosa was
smiling.
was with him at the time.
Why is it smiling?
And he certainly would have noticed someone sitting in the front seat.
Nobody invited you.
Some skeptics have said the image is nothing more than pareidolia, a a psychological phenomenon in which humans perceive familiar patterns from a stimulus, in this case a visual cue.
Totally.
It's possible that it's just the seat headrest
Yeah.
reflected in the mirror.
The seat headrest has a
However,
fucking
paranormal
evil
expert
smile
Rudder said the
sewn
face
into
is
it.
uncanny.
What the hell is
He
wrong
feels
with you
that
people?
A headrest doesn't look anything like a face, even when reflected in a mirror, suggesting that this could indeed be something from the realm of the supernatural. Whatever the case may be, it certainly makes for a chilling image.
Yeah.
One that seems to linger with you long after you've seen it.
Yeah. God.
This spine-chilling photo.
What is that?
On social
The
media
friggin' Wizard of Oz?
and since then has
What is
become
this?
rather well known. There are several stories of its origin. However, the most common one is that a nurse in a hospital took a screenshot of a security camera that was monitoring patients in the ward. She claims that she saw a demon-like figure walking up and down the bed of one particular patient.
What
It
is
had long
that?
black legs and eerie slender fingers. When she went to the ward to check on the patient, there was no sign of the figure in the room. However, the patient's vitals began declining rapidly and the person passed away shortly after. While many believe the nurse's story to be true, several skeptics claim that the demon is nothing more than a series of objects that are coincidentally lined up, giving the effect of a lurking creature. What do you think? Could this photo actually be evidence of a demon collecting the souls of the sick and frail? Or is it
What
nothing
in the
more than a mere
world?
coincidence?
That is just so evil looking.
Information available on this video. However, it appears that it could have been taken from a warehouse security camera. The clip begins as a man is seen carrying a ladder past the camera. He returns a short time later with a trolley and opens the sliding doors to the warehouse. He enters and soon emerges with something on top of the trolley. The man then attempts to close the warehouse doors. However, he's unable to shut them completely. After several more unsuccessful attempts, the man decides to leave the doors ajar and pulls his trolley away. Suddenly, a passing car's headlights shine across the warehouse doors, revealing for a split second that there's actually something stuck between them. At first it appears to be a lifeless human, stooped over and wedged in place. However, if you slow the footage down, you can see that the figure is actually transparent and is only visible in the car's headlights.
Again, I challenge you. Make a replica. Because I know what half of you are saying. CGI. Show me. Show me how easy it is. I want to see it. You guys don't realize how hard something that sophisticated would be to pull off with CGI and why. Why? They don't even know where it came from, so obviously whoever made it isn't getting revenue from it, so what's the point? Do you guys think about this stuff before you just go, fake, I'm too scared to believe? Like, for real. If you comment CGI, I expect every one of you to have replicas of these videos for me, showing me how easy it is. If you're right, I will bow to you. Half of you guys have no idea what CGI even is, the people that say that stuff. I've lived this, okay, so it's a lot harder, or it's a lot easier for me to use my imagination, because I have lived unexplainable things. Sorry, I'm talking over the video, but God, those comments, man. Some of you guys.
Families often hate to see their vacations end. Some snapshots from the trip may make them glad that they left a particular spot behind. As this photo commemorates, the Islam family decided to take a trip to Roundhay Park in Leeds, 1 year over the Easter break. As part of their tour, they visited a Victorian folly and decided to take some family photos to remember the experience. In one photo, we see daughter Marian Islam and nephew Rehan Khalik holding their arms out toward one another. Just above them, someone else appears to have entered the picture. Walking down the steps of the structure appears to be a woman clad in a long white cloak, perhaps even a veil covering her face. The family insists that there was no one else nearby when the photo was taken. They certainly would have noticed someone touring the park in such unusual clothing. Who was this mysterious figure? The park isn't known to be haunted, but spirits can be quietly lurking in places where you'd least expect.
Wow. That's eerie as heck.
People around the internet are saying that
Oh,
this
what
photo
the hell is
is the ghost
that?
of a young girl who tragically drowned in this very lake over 100 years ago. Kim Davison took this chilling image while
Does that look
swimming
like a
in
girl
Murphy's
to
Hole
you?
in Lockyer River in southeast Queensland, Australia.
Ghost or not, that does not look like a
The
girl to
family
me.
were
That looks like a
enjoying their afternoon
friggin',
together, swimming,
I don't
taking
know,
photos,
mermaid
but
or,
who would have known the terrifying
I don't know.
image that would
What
be
the
captured.
hell?
If you take a closer look at the photo, only 2 adults and 3 children were swimming in the river that day. However, a 4th child can clearly be seen behind the family. Despite several experts analysing the photo, no one has been able to explain the mysterious 4th child.
That is very strange.
Locals often report that the notorious swimming hole is dangerous. It's believed that the oldest child in the photo was struggling to stay afloat despite being a strong swimmer. When the photo was shared to a ghost investigation forum, an eerie newspaper clipping surfaced that tells of a chilling backstory. 13-year-old Doreen O'Sullivan drowned in Murphy's Hole in 1915. It took witnesses over an hour to recover the body that went missing in the 20-foot deep pool of water. Even back then, the swimming spot had a reputation for being dangerous. When the family were asked about their now famous photo, they all confirmed that there was definitely not a 4th child swimming with them that day.
Wow.
Could this photo really have captured the spirit of Doreen O'Sullivan?
That's amazing
the
if
girl
it
that
is.
tragically
That's
died
amazing.
all those years ago?
Wow. Very sad.
The origins of this photo are as mysterious as the photo itself. No one seems to know when or where the photo was taken, and the photographer has never come forward. Yet, the unsettling image has proliferated around ghost investigation forums for decades. In the photo, we can see a small child's disembodied face hovering next to an old tombstone. It's pale and translucent. Could it be that this is the
Wow.
grave of a young boy? Perhaps the spirit is somehow attached to the person buried there. However, it is possible that the images are fake, and that's the reason why there's so little information available.
Wow.
Either way, though, it still makes for a very creepy photo. This is an eerie vintage ghost photo from Brazil. It's not known when the photo was taken, but it was developed using plate glass photography. And, judging by the clothing, it probably dates this photograph to the very early 1900s. The image shows 2 people sitting for a portrait photograph. However, there's a strange woman floating horizontally across the center of the picture. The story goes that the man sitting in this photo confessed to a murder after the image was produced. It's alleged that the mysterious floating woman fell victim to the man on the left and was killed just a few weeks earlier.
Wow.
The photographer, who was not a medium or a spiritualist, claimed he could see the spirit of the woman through the lens of his camera. However, when he looked at his subjects normally, there was no one else there. Some historians think that the photographer knew about the crime and deliberately superimposed an image of the woman to drive the killer to a confession.
You have any idea
Others think that the woman's
how
spirit
hard that would
really
be
did
with
appear in the
plate
photo,
glass photo? Like,
perhaps
come
seeking
on,
justice
man.
for her untimely death.
You guys just reach. You stay reaching. I'm telling you.
This extraordinary photo seems to show the moment a ghost child appeared in the back seat of a car. Some paranormal experts are claiming that this is the spirit of an accident victim who is trying to warn the young girl that she's not wearing a seatbelt. In November 2016, Melissa Kurtz was driving her daughter Harper to a beauty pageant. 13-year-old Harper decided to take some selfies to entertain herself and couldn't have known the chilling image that would develop. Both the mother and daughter claim there was no one else in the car, yet somehow there is clearly a pale, curly-haired boy sitting in the back seat. The boy has a really eerie quality with a sad, slightly warped
Very
expression.
gray skin.
Kurtz was reportedly
Wow.
so spooked by the image she decided to investigate the stretch of road the photo was taken on. She discovered that the boy's appearance coincided with the anniversary of a tragic road accident in which one person died. Experts have tried to debunk the photo but haven't been able to offer an explanation. One investigator suggested that perhaps the accident victim was this very boy, who is now trying to warn Harper to wear her seatbelt. Kurtz believes Harper has always attracted supernatural energy, claiming that orbs of light are often seen in photos of her. She also mentioned that when Harper was young, she was found drawing strange symbols on a window. When she researched the images, they resembled glyphs that told the story of Archangel Raphael, banishing the demon Asmodeus to hell. What's going on in this image then? Is it possible that Harper can attract supernatural energy and somehow summon the young boy's spirit?
Okay.
This eerie photo was taken at a road accident in July 2017 in the Antong province of Thailand. A witness, 37-year-old Chachai Suplang, took a series of photos of the pickup truck that had slammed into a trailer on Saturday evening. It wasn't until later that night, when reviewing the photos, that he noticed a young boy walking between the two smashed vehicles. He was certain there was no children at the scene of the accident when he took the photos.
Oh my god.
Yeah, clear as day, in the photo is a small boy wearing a multicolored t-shirt and
Yeah.
flip-flops walking among the accident.
Wow.
Suplang became so curious about the incident, he rang local police
And his
asked
eyes
them
are
to
glowing.
They
Look at his
informed
eyes.
there were no
His eyes are
children
glowing.
present at any point during the investigation. When the photo was posted to Facebook, it quickly sparked a paranormal debate. Some said the witnesses, including the police, must have been mistaken and not noticed the boy. Others think it's an omen of sorts and that it's the spirit of a boy who has appeared to warn people about the dangerous stretch of road.
Wow.
This
That's
photo first
crazy.
appeared online sometime around 2012. It was supposedly captured in the Clement Alvarez Emergency Hospital in Argentina by a staff member known only as Diego. Prior to the photo being taken, several staff members reported seeing the wheelchair moving down the hallway all by itself. Around the same time, this photo was taken in the Keith Haven Assisted Living Nursing Home in Flint, Michigan. It shows a very similar figure rolling down a hallway in a wheelchair. The employee who captured the picture said she saw it with her own eyes and quickly grabbed her phone to take a photo. The apparition appears to have dark, sunken eyes and a wide-open mouth.
That is... Oh my god.
The white shirt that the figure is wearing seems to be too large for its frail frame.
Yeah, it does.
If these images are indeed authentic, I certainly wouldn't want to be a member of the night staff at either of these creepy hospitals.
No. Night staff, day staff, outside staff. I am good.
Not all spirits who
Matter of
show up in
fact,
family
shut it
photos
down.
have benevolent intentions.
Buy some Band-Aids.
Sometimes the ghosts who pop up in photos clearly have more hateful motivations. This particular photo was snapped in Alabama in 1942. It depicts a young couple shortly after their wedding ceremony. The two are all smiles, clearly reveling in the bliss of their recent nuptials.
What is that, though, in the tree?
However, if you look closely at the tree just behind the bride's left shoulder, someone appears to be objecting to the union. Flying in the air behind the bride appears
Oh my god!
spirit. Her mouth is open wide in an expression of shock and
Oh my
anger.
god!
One arm reaches out towards the couple, while the other is raised as if in preparation to strike the happy newlyweds.
What the hell?
No one has ever been able to hazard a guess as to the identity of this malevolent spirit, who seemed to wish the happy couple harm on the happiest day of their lives.
Wow! That is crazy! Again,
Some people
you don't think
believe
it's
that
real?
children have
Show
the
me.
ability to see things the rest of us can't. Some old family photos seem to confirm this supernatural belief. In this photo, a young child is resting comfortably on a worn old chair. According to the photographer, the child's grandfather had died shortly before this picture was taken. The little boy had crawled onto his grandfather's chair, and she wanted to capture this special moment. However, when the film was developed, a large red blur appeared alongside the child.
The legs and everything.
Human-shaped, leading
Wow.
the photographer to wonder if her relative had paid a visit to his old chair so that he could pose just once with his new grandson.
Oh, wow. That's really sad.
This creepy ghost photo was taken in May 2015 at the Torquay Museum in Devon, England. The pic was snapped during one of the museum's famous ghost tours, in which participants hoped to encounter something from the realm of the paranormal.
Oh, yeah.
The photo seems to show a ghostly apparition walking through a candlelit room. It looks to be a woman casting her eyes towards the floor, wearing period attire. She has a strange blue-grey complexion and seems to be illuminated by a light source other than the candle in the corner. Staff took the photo inside the museum's old Devon farmhouse gallery, an exhibition filled with 300-year-old artifacts and furniture. Staff claimed the room was completely empty at the time the photo was taken. It wasn't until several days later that they noticed the eerie figure. The museum is notorious for
Wow.
supernatural events. There have been fingerprints discovered on the
Whew.
inside of a mummy sarcophagus that hadn't been opened in years. A centuries-old crib has been spotted rocking on its own, and some very creepy CCTV footage was captured in the gift shop in 2016. As the two employees are chatting in the gift shop, several leaflets inexplicably fly off the shelf to the left of screen. It's enough to catch their attention, but they think nothing of it. Then, when they go to pick up the mess, dozens more leaflets pour onto the floor.
Oh,
Since the
man.
photo and footage were released to the public, hundreds of tourists have flocked to take part in the museum's ghost tours. The event runs in the dead of night, walking participants through the long, dark hallways of this Victorian heritage building. Members can learn how experts investigate paranormal disturbances, study ghost hunting techniques, and perhaps even have an encounter of their own. This old photo isn't much to look at on the surface. It shows a window in a dark room, but the bright light coming from outside causes a glare that makes it difficult to see what's happening outside the window. The only clear part of the photo is the man's face in the upper left corner. However, the woman who snapped the photo insists she was alone in the house when she took it.
No, you weren't.
To make matters even eerier, she asserts that the face in the corner strongly resembles that of her stepfather.
Oh, my
Who
God.
died by suicide years before.
Oh,
She adds
no.
that the dresser where the face appears to hover used to belong to her stepfather. It was the very place where he stored the gun that ended his life.
Oh, boy.
This mysterious
Okay.
photo was taken in the hospital room of a dying grandfather, right as a priest prayed by the bedside. In 2014, Bob Large, who was 76 at the time, was in the Countess of Chester Hospital suffering from bladder cancer. Doctors had given him just days to live.
So sad.
Grandson Chris Ledbetter took the photo and couldn't quite believe what had been captured. In the photo, a saintly figure can be seen standing at the end of the bed. It's a grey apparition that looks to have a hood draped over their head.
Oh, my God.
Ledbetter was so shocked by the image, he immediately went to the ward manager.
It looks like a
But
nun.
before the manager even saw the image, they described the figure perfectly, saying that lots of patients see her at the end of their beds. When patient Bob
Wow.
Large saw the photo, he said, "The picture is of my guardian angel. I've been in that hospital on the same ward so many times. The vicar always comes in and says prayers and then goes, and I always feel much better. Every time I feel like there's a presence in the room."
Wow.
According to staff, it's not the first time the figure has been reported in the hospital. One incident saw a patient screaming out in the middle of the night. When nurses rushed to their aid, they said a ghost was standing by their bedside. On the whole, however, patients say the figure comes in peace. Many have been bedridden, unable to move. Then they say a presence can be felt nearby and often make a miraculous recovery.
Huh. That's very interesting.
In October 2013, this video was uploaded to Jimmy's World Grill and Bar's YouTube channel. When a customer of their Luton restaurant told management that they saw another patron's plate fly off the table, they decided to check their CCTV footage to see what had happened. Surely enough, the footage does indeed appear to show paranormal activity. Soon after the customer sitting in the centre bottom of the screen leaves her table, several strange events begin to occur. Firstly, the chair and menu on the table start to move.
Whoa.
Then suddenly a napkin flies off the table, shortly followed by a plate. Many believe this footage is authentic, noting that there doesn't seem to be any visible wires or strings attached to the items that moved. That, coupled with the fact that a customer is seen leaving the table just prior to the events, tends to indicate that it could indeed be the actions of a real poltergeist.
Look at that. Wow.
However, some viewers have suggested that the whole event could have been staged as part of a publicity stunt, designed to lure more customers into the supposedly haunted bar. Sadly, without further evidence, we'll just have to leave this one up to you to decide.
You see how much force that plate came off the table with? Do you know, like, how would you even tie a string to a plate to pull it that hard?
reportedly filmed in a
I'm sure you guys would
in
have
Mexico,
700
shows
ideas,
an
but
orderly laughing and joking around
I'm
in
just
front of the
curious, I
camera
guess.
when suddenly a mysterious dark figure walks by the window. The two decide to investigate. They open the door and head into what appears to be an empty operating theatre.
That was big.
Suddenly, a table begins to move on its own. The startled pair rush for the door. As they do, the camera holder does a full 360-degree sweep of the room. There's clearly no one else in there, and there's no other door that the figure could have entered or exited from. So who exactly was the shadowy figure? Some think it may have been the ghost of a former patient that passed away in this very operating room. This photo has captured a ghostly shadow that has defied explanation for generations. A Reddit user posted this photo with a chilling story attached.
What in the
The
world?
user said that when his grandpa was young, he would often see the swing in his backyard swaying back and forth, even when there was no wind. It started happening so often that he pleaded with his mum to buy him a camera so he could photograph the swing. Finally, she bought him an old camera from a thrift store, and he immediately started taking photos of the swing anytime it moved. Several days later, when the film was developed, nothing particularly interesting showed up in the photos. It was just a swing and nothing else. That was until he got to the 6th photo in the set that an eerie shadow showed up in plain sight.
That
Couldn't believe
is
what he had captured and was
wild.
certain that it was a ghost. Apparently, the grandpa kept the photo hidden for years, only showing a select few people. The Reddit user claims that when he finally saw his grandpa's photo, he hired some experts to analyze it. They deemed it authentic and were certain it hadn't been tampered with in any way.
Wow.
This eerie photo was taken at a Californian spiritualist convention
Whew.
in 1968. Author Robert A. Ferguson was giving a talk on his latest book, Psychic Telemetry, New Key to Health, Wealth and Perfect Living, when someone in the crowd snapped this picture. In the photo, just left of Ferguson, there's a translucent image of a man in a suit.
Yeah.
When Ferguson first saw the image, he immediately identified the mysterious figure as his late brother Walter, who died in World War II.
Oh, wow.
Many skeptics have tried debunking this now notorious photo. However, the most alarming detail about this image is that it was taken on Polaroid, ruling out the possibility of double exposure or extra elements added in the darkroom.
Yeah, right? Wow. Huh.
In May 2015, Google Street View captured
That
a
swing
image
one,
that
though.
many
But
are
man,
calling
that's still
a
sticking with
demon
me.
ghost.
Woohoo.
Twitter user Keswick was
That's
looking for
crazy.
a local fish and chip shop on Google when he noticed something very eerie in the top window of the Stewart Hotel in Liverpool, England.
The stuff people
In the
find
photo,
on
you
Google,
can see
man.
a ghoulish face peering out of the top floor window of the centuries-old pub.
Oh my god.
Head and sharp features.
What is
It
that?
seems to be snarling at the passing cars. The user tweeted, "Was looking for Burns Chip Shop Walton on Google Maps. Came across Stewart
Dude.
Hotel pub opposite.
Did you see its
Something in top
face?
window
That's like
caught my
straight out
eye.
of a
I
movie.
zoomed in on Google Street View, and what can only be described as a weird face or a possible ghost is staring out of the window. When the image went live, it got shared hundreds of times, scaring the heck out of the majority of viewers.
That
No
is
one can quite
friggin'
explain what the picture
evil
shows.
looking.
Tom Slemon, a local expert on all things supernatural, commented on the photo saying that it's not the first time the pub has been noted for paranormal activity.
Wow.
In 1897, the owner of the establishment, Robertson Pemberton, reported that the pub was haunted. He claimed that he could hear strange noises almost every night coming from the cellar. Initially, he thought it was just rats scratching around, but eventually the mysterious noises got so loud that neighbours began complaining. After a thorough investigation, there was no known source of the noise. Today, many locals claim that the pub is haunted.
Man,
They say
that
many
is
inexplicable
scary
noises,
looking.
felt cold
God.
sweats, and even had their clothes pulled from behind without anyone else being around. Could this photo be proof that the Stewart Hotel is haunted? Is this definitive evidence that spirits have lingered on in this old building?
Holy shit.
If you want to see some more scary footage, then check out that link on the top there. Otherwise, there's a paranormal playlist right there. You can be
Man.
on for hours and hours.
Make sure you guys go
Down in the
subscribe to
comment
Slap
section below,
Cam
let us
as
know if you
always.
enjoyed this
What a
compilation
video.
or not.
Holy. That was interesting. Wow. Like what? The swing, the friggin' Google Maps one, the first clip with the girl's face, like, I was joking around, but that's insane. Like, that is really crazy. To be the person there catching that on camera, I don't know. It just hits different, man. I'm telling you right now. I'm going to do a story time for you guys about the haunted house that I lived in, which is why I'm so into paranormal stuff in the first place. I think you just need to hear it, learn a little bit more about me, and I would just love to tell somebody else because I really haven't talked about it with anybody since we lived there. Because just not great memories. It's like right when my parents split up, and I was like 12 or so there was a lot going on for me in my life, or so I thought anyway. But yeah, if you guys want that story time, let me know. I guess I should probably ask first, because if you guys would rather just keep doing this instead of listening to me talk about my experiences, we can totally do that. If it's something you want to hear, if enough people say yes, I'll put it out there, because I would love to tell you guys some pretty crazy stuff, like stuff that I know some of you won't believe. I know for a fact some of you won't believe, but all true. Anyways, I'm rambling again. This is Nick at the Too Bossy channel. Thank you guys so much. Go subscribe to Slaptame if you haven't already. They have a ton of great content that we're going to keep making our way through. They're a brand new channel to me. My first video that I did on here to them was the first time I subscribed to them. That was the first thing of theirs I had ever seen. So they got 2 million subscribers. They have to have a ton of content. So we're going to, between them and Nukes, I've seen a bunch of Nuke stuff, but there's a ton of it that I haven't seen. So, and there's new stuff coming out every week. I don't think content will be an issue for us. It's just me making the time to get reactions in and, put the videos out for you. Not a lot of editing involved yet, unfortunately, because I don't have the equipment to do so. But we'll get there, which is why I'm holding this so you guys can hear the video and me. Hey, it is what it is. We're getting it done, right? We're here. We're here. Thank you guys very much. I will see you on the next one. This is Nick, Too Bossy, over and out. Peace.